Okay, sure.
Clear that we will not have undocumented illegal foreigners in our schools, in our public facilities. If the private schools want to take them, that's fine. We don't care. But public schools are reserved for South Africans. And if you are a foreigner, you must be well documented and have everything. You must have your study visas, which I know for a fact that most of them, 90% of them, will not be able to produce these documents. Oh yes, I'm waiting to be deported. You know what? We are aware of the plottings, and they're coming from, those red beret. I know there was a campaign that was, launched just to decampaign me, but it's not working. I'm a bona fide of this country. I was born and bred in Diepkloof. This is not in Soweto and not in Zimbabwe. And that's the same reason why I want to put my own fellow South Africans first, because I know their struggles. I know what happens. If you can look just in this community, how many people are walking around. This tells you that the unemployment rate is too high. Now our people are suffering, and yet we have foreigners who are employed. They are in those companies. Remember that the EFF case, they claim they have opened a case against us as Operation Dudula. I haven't received anything from the law enforcers, and I would not like us to talk about it because it's with the legals now. Let's leave it to that. Let the investigations continue, and once everything is concluded, then only we can talk about the matter. But currently, it's sitting with the legals, and let's just respect that.
Okay, and on the incident itself, can you confirm, because I have seen you being quoted as saying that there were no members on the ground that day. Just give us clarity on the actual allegations.
Like I just said, that now, remember, at that time, I responded because there was no case opened against me. But now that there is a case, let's just respect that. Let the law take its course. Investigation must be done, and we'll see what the outcomes will be.
And also healthcare facilities.
We're not tempering down. We're not backing down. We are continuing with our operations. The allegations and all that, they will be discussed in the court and all that, but we will continue with our operations. So, if the MECs are pleading with us to stop blocking kids, it's just as simple as they need to make sure that all the kids that are
No, sorry. This is in reference to healthcare facilities, not the schools. Healthcare facilities. MEC for health. Yes.
Oh. Okay, so now we're switching from education to healthcare. Marawena, you are twisting us.
No. Sorry, I'm just here for help, not for schools.
But this is a problem of the schools. I'll just give you a straight answer to say that all we want people who are documented, but also public facilities are reserved for South Africans. We're not blocking people from accessing health care. We're just saying that they should go to private and pay for the services. That's as easy as that.
And obviously, you're not Home Affairs officials. So how are you determining, when you are at this thing, how are you determining whether someone is South African or not?
They must produce their identity to show that I'm a South African. That's as simple as that. You walk into a facility, you produce that I'm a South African, and you will be gladly allowed to be inside. But if you're not, you will definitely probably have a passport. And if you have a passport, then it means you must pay. Because also what we're saying is that if they want to use our public facilities, they must pay for them. And unfortunately, in the local clinics, there is no method of payment. Yes, only in the hospitals, but even in the hospitals, they don't pay. So all we are saying is that our systems are strained. It cannot take any more people. It's only allocated for South Africans, and it needs to reserve for South Africans.
And maybe in light of the incident that just happened, will you be continuing or will you be tempering down in terms of these blockages at public?
Sikhumbuza ama-principal wabo the Bill 8 outline wonke ama-facilities when they admit these kids. And it's very sad. In all the schools, they have Basutus, they are undocumented because the department has issued an instruction that they need to admit them, whether they documented or not.
Yeah, but there's a court court case on that one? No, you don't know.
But what happens with
I'm saying, do you know about the court case?
What happens to the strain that we are facing as the citizens?
Oh, Tina Pella, we find ourselves in the middle of it. Because you must remember, constitutional.
But why is the department not fighting back?
We have a constitutional obligation. All children of us must be in class.
No, the Constitution is protecting the citizens of the country and not everyone. I know that we're getting to a point where you're going to tell me that the Constitution says for all who lives in it. I get it, that's our Constitution.
I'm not going there.
That's,
I'm saying that constitutional, it's, we've got an obligation as a department.
Yeah.
All children
have the right
of a school community age.
Yeah. But what happens
and those that
it says limited. Let's not forget about the limited resources.
Those no, but
it talks about limited resources.
We're managing the resources.
No, you're not managing.
Those that are not documented.
Yeah.
It's not only South Africans. You know that.
It's not only foreigners.
It's not only foreigners.
Yes. I've been to a school and it's very disappointing that
it's not only foreigners that are
South Africans
that are undocumented.
Correct.
So that's why the court case, when they said you don't look at the document as a Department of Education, you look at the child.
Okay, why is the department not fighting back? Why is the department not fighting back? Because it's your responsibility as a department to fight back. Because it's you guys are promoting illegality. If you're saying that you need to admit a child whose parent is undocumented, then you are saying that every person can come into the country, and because there's that law and there's that court
the
case.
Department of Home Affairs.
Yeah.
They still have a responsibility to manage immigration in this country.
That's true.
So we work very closely with them. What we do, even if we admit, but we will then say to a parent, here is your relevant department that you need to interact with, which is Department of Home Affairs.
Sure.
Make sure that your documentation is well in place. You have necessary documents for this child. And because also it becomes a disadvantage to that child anyway.
Which
in
child
future.
Are you talking about? Which child?
Any child that is not documented.
Okay, now you need to be specific.
No, I'll come to that.
You need to
I will come to yours.
Child.
I will come to yours. I'm saying any child that is not documented is a disadvantage to them, because when they reach matric, we can't result them.
Is that the same reason why you guys have passed the law that children can now write matric without having any documentation?
It's been there a long time. They can write,
so hence I'm saying
if you don't have a document, at the ultimate end, we're not going to result.
Hence I'm saying
let me finish. So when we interact with the parent, we then guide the parent to say, you are not documented.
To give you 3 months.
Make sure that you are documented.
Yeah.
And we interact with the parent and Home Affairs to say this is what you're doing.
What
so
happens
it is a responsibility from ourselves and Home Affairs and the parent to make sure that the child is documented.
How do you resolve issues where you're sitting with a child in school? I was in that school just now. They have Basutus whose parents are undocumented. They even showed us that they do follow-ups with the parents. But it's almost year end now. You're sitting with an undocumented child. Clearly the parent is undocumented and they don't even care because they don't even respond to them. How do you modify the situation where you are promoting illegality? Because you are saying, whether you're documented or not, we will help you. We will provide free school for your children, and you're not even taking into cognizance that there is child trafficking. And can I just finish?
Yeah.
There is child trafficking. Now, I'm going to say I am the mother of this lady, and there's nothing linking me with the child that I'm claiming to be the parent of. So you guys are also promoting human trafficking because we're not even sure that who are the parents of these kids. How do you guys correct that when we have a document that states what the parents need to submit at the schools, but vice versa, Nina, again, the department, you're working against your own laws? Because the law says that they must produce your visas, the relevant documents, your visas, your proof of address, which is permanent resident and all that. But also you are saying that whether they have it or not, you must take them. What happens to the child that lives opposite the school, that lives just here, that needs to be schooled in the school, but cannot be admitted because isikolo sigcwele abeSuthu who are living in this informal settlement, and there's another informal settlement they called Zamimpilo. What happens to that South African?
Each and everyone who lives closer to a school must be accommodated in the school.
That's not the case.
So
It doesn't
if,
happen.
if we cannot accommodate all of them, others we accommodate in the neighboring schools.
See, that's where the problem is. Now, you have to move a child that lives just opposite the school and take them to a further school. Now they need to be traveling. That's more cost to a parent. Remember, these are public schools. They're supposed to be catering for disadvantaged families, abangakoni and all that. So it would be easy for you to just be walking to school. I think that's why we have schools in our communities, so that we can just walk to the schools. But mind you, if the departments are prioritizing foreigners over their own kids, how do we deal with that?
But the department is not prioritizing.
What is the department doing?
We are placing all children that are closer to school.
All children, whether you document
the children that are here, they don't have a school. There's nothing like that. They must be accommodated.
So
here.
I have a case.
So we're not prioritizing.
So
the
I have a
foreigners.
case in Mondio Primary. Now this is and if you want reference, we'll give it to you.
Give me the
you can
case.
talk to the mother of the child.
Yeah.
Who
What
lives
happened there?
who lives opposite the
What
school.
happened?
She was not admitted because she was told that applications already, their parents who already preferred their kids to be in that school. She went there, she produced everything to say, guys, ngihlala.
Did she apply within the application period?
Yes.